guys, it's December the 13th, 7 o'clock in the morning. Just crossed over the border in South Carolina, heading into work. I've got a full day ahead of me. I gotta do a lot of driving for the company, and then I gotta head into Charlotte to drop one last thing off for school. And the semester's officially over, so that's exciting. I'm glad. Now I, kind of face the issue of not registration, but just kind of getting the ball rolling with the next semester. Guys, I just wanted to say I had a pretty crazy day yesterday. I vlogged most of the day and actually spent most of the last night. I think I'm gonna scratch yesterday's vlog and I'm gonna vlog just today. I feel a lot better, feel a lot more just clear-minded. Yesterday was just the perfect storm. It was everything kind of combining into one big, overwhelming, internal thunderstorm, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, it is what it is. But my fiance has this saying that we use a lot called, so goes. And I like that saying because it just means you gotta move on. So goes the day. Yo, guys, it's cold out. I'm all bundled up. It's getting hot in this truck, though. So, got to the office, heading to a job site to do some water pressure tests and some sewer main tests. And then I'm running back to Rock Hill from Fort Mill, and then I'm going to Monroe to drop off some plans I got in the back seat there. So it's gonna be a full day, let me just say that. And I gotta go to CPCC at some point today to drop off that assignment. So here we are. It's only 8:15 in the morning. Hadn't even been 2 hours since I last talked to you guys, but man, the day's moving quick. So check back in soon. This is one of the nicest bathrooms I've ever been in. What's up, guys? 2:30 in the afternoon. Done 120 miles already today. Crossed the North and South Carolina border 3 times. Finally got those plans dropped off to the right place. I'll tell you what, if you're in the construction business, if you're in engineering or anything in that facet, which is what I do. Speaking of the devil, that was a phone call from one of the inspectors that I was dealing with this morning. He's going to have to send me an email with a proposal for what we were looking at this morning. In case you guys are curious, by the way, so my job, I work for an engineering firm. basically I work for an engineering firm. So I got into the game coming up on like 2.5 years ago. I was working at a Starbucks. I was managing a Starbucks. Everything was going good. Was making decent money. You know, I'm managing a Starbucks. I mean, it's a pretty good job. But I met my fiance, and she's just, you know, she's so well accomplished, and she has her master's degree, and I felt kind of, when I first met her, you know, like I didn't add up. And so I did a couple things right away. I quit smoking cigarettes because I knew that was a, you know, big turnoff. And then I started thinking, like, you know, do I want to maybe further myself in my career? And I was seeing no real opportunity to do that at where I was. I was pretty much what I guess you could say capped out. So long story short, got on Craigslist for about 6 months and just looked at all the jobs that were available in my area, from arborists to, I had done landscaping, so I knew I didn't want to do that, but just like jobs that require you to use your brain, that are outdoors. Anyways, long story short, so I get in touch with this company that I currently work for, and I had no experience. I didn't even know what surveying really was, and the position they were hiring for was for a survey rodman, which is basically the guy that, you know, see the surveyor on the side of the road behind the yellow tripod. Well, there's another guy somewhere else holding a prism pole, and that's the rodman. So they were hiring for that. So I came into my interview saying, man, I don't know nothing. This is all new to me. I'm green as can be. Which, you know, for them was great because they didn't have to untrain me. And a lot of, you know, that's a big deal in this industry, is you get caught up in a bad habit and it's hard to unlearn it. So that was a big selling point. But I also, right off the bat, man, I told him, and I can't take credit for this. This is my Uncle Tommy. If he's listening, man, he changed my life by telling me this. But he said, if you really want a job, tell them that you'll work for free for a month. And I thought about it, and I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, that's illegal. You can't work for free for a month. But it was just the fact that you were willing to put yourself out there and say, I believe in myself, and I'll prove it to you. And so I sent my old boss an email and said, this was our very first contact before I had even come in for my interview, and I might have told it out of order there, but very first contact, I said, I'd be willing to work for free for you for 2 weeks. I'll shadow your guys. I'll do whatever. I'll dig ditches. I don't care. I'll just prove to you that I'm a good worker. So he was like, man, who the hell is this guy coming, emailing me saying that he'll work for free? So, of course, you know, he had to call me in for an interview just to see who I was. Well, luckily, the 3 guys before me failed their drug tests, so they really needed somebody, and they had a lot of work to do. And I'm kind of rambling here, but basically, I surveyed for 2 years, and I started going to school for surveying here in town. There's a community college in Charlotte called CPCC, and I started classes there, going to night school, working towards getting, like, you know, some type of a degree in this. You know, financially, that makes a big difference. So working on that, doing surveying for 2 years, well, I'll be honest with you guys, surveying is not for everybody. There were times where I'd be crawling down, literally my chin, my beard would be scraping the ground, you know, crawling underneath briars that were 12 feet tall with a 12-foot prism pole. You know, I'm moving it, pulling myself forward, moving it, pulling myself forward. And I just got to the point where I was like, I'm physically hurting. I'm mentally not feeling like I'm being used to my full potential. And so a couple other things happened, but about 6 months ago, I went to my boss and I said, look, I got an idea. So proposed the idea. Well, now I am in charge of a project that is a big deal. I can't go into detail because it's a government project, but basically I map stormwater systems. And essentially, if you want to break that down into layman's terms, I measure down in manholes, I open up catch basins, and then I draw the connectivity via GPS equipment, which is survey grade equipment. So, long story short, I'm a mapping technician. I work more or less with GIS than I do surveying or engineering, but my degree is in engineering technology. So all of that kind of just to give you an idea of like why I'm constantly driving, why I have sometimes my yellow vest or work hats on or whatever. So not to rant for like literally 6 minutes, because I think that's kind of close to where I'm at, but in a nutshell, that's what I do. And I mean, hey, it's a good profession. And the funny thing is like you've got 70% of surveyors and engineers. I'd say more on the survey side, there's a higher percentage than the engineering side, but you got all these guys that are about to retire, and then you got this huge gap between them where there's all these young people that really don't even know about surveying or geomatics or geotech or all these different sciences that have to do with water and soil and testing, and it's lucrative, you guys. Seriously, if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for something that is life-changing, start off as a surveyor. I mean, I did it. Suck it up. It's not the funnest job. Some guys make a career out of it, and touche. Those guys, hey man, they're really interesting people. But for me personally, I just couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? It was a little too much for me. So like what I do now is a lot less stressful. It's a lot more I'm my own boss kind of thing. So that's about as far as I'm going to go into that. If y'all want to catch a glimpse of the city, I don't know if you can really see that. Maybe you'll catch a glimpse or two. But anyways, guys, yeah, like I said, this vlog today is really kind of a reproduction of yesterday's. I was just so flustered yesterday. I really shouldn't have recorded. You don't want to put yourself out there online when you know you're going to regret it, down the road. And I realized that about 70% of the way through the editing process. There's too much negativity. It was too much. It's just too much. And I don't want this to be that kind of I don't want it to have that vibe. I really enjoy being a positive person, and optimism is one of my strengths. So I try to project that, and I want this channel to kind of be like an extension of that, So anyways, that's all I got to say. Sorry for rambling for so long about a bunch of bullshit that probably most of you don't really care about. Fast forward through that part if you really, but in a nutshell, today's a lot better day. It's beautiful outside. It's like 50 degrees. I can't wait to see my lady tonight. She puts the biggest smile on my face. But anyways, guys, I hope you're having a good day. I'll probably shoot another time lapse before the day's over. Still got a good bit of time. Good bit of sunlight left. We got a ambulance coming up here. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. And like I said, it's 2:46 now. We'll see what time I check back in. Maybe I won't check back in. I don't know. This could be it. But there will be one more time lapse. Blake out.